The visual album idea is such a fascinating idea. I was actually watching the music videos right before this to kind of get an idea of the world you're building. Can you talk a little bit about that idea, how that came to be?
So I first wanted to write a book instead of this album.
Mm-hmm.
So the album is called Kissing Death. And a lyric that kept coming to me or thought was like, how do you live when you don't want to die anymore? And kind of this thought of like, my whole life I've romanticized death from a teenager. The music I listened to, the people who took their lives, the 27 Club, like that was like always like very enticing to me.
Mm.
And then when I stopped drinking and I like started getting this anxiety around dying, I was like, oh my, like you don't have control anymore once you decide to like get better and live your life. And you don't have that like voice in your head, like, well, you can always just end your life, like kind of bleak.
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted to kind of put that in a surrealist lens, which is why I made it like this love story with the Grim Reaper, where he's like my toxic ex. And so you see a little bit more of the narrative in the like the trailer for it. But like basically it starts out with me as a teen. I meet the Grim Reaper, and it's all a metaphor for like me meeting, wanting to die.
Yeah.
And then he kind of like starts stalking me, and I party with him, and like he even proposes to me, which I did for April Fools.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone believed it. I was like, guys, scroll to the last image where I'm holding the Grim Reaper's hand. And I used Aerosmith, can't don't want to close my eyes. I was like, it's April Fool's.
Yeah.
Anyways, it's a toxic love story about my like romanticizing death and what that means as someone who's trying to decide to like live. And that's a concept that like was new to me, of like, now I don't want to die.
Yeah.
What does that mean? And I really didn't want to have put anyone through an existential crisis. So I was like, let me just, make the Grim Reaper my ex-boyfriend, basically.
That's perfect.
Yeah.